Yes, I did do an earlier stream, but wow. I just took it down because it's kind of like, okay, I was very incoherent for some reason. Sorry. But anyway, so here I am again, back on Nessus, and I'm telling you, there is just something about this whole setup that is just, this is like the perfect zone for me. Um, you get you get a lost sector that's like no nonsense. You know, it's right there. You get a bunch of enemies with pretty much a decent cross section of their entire composition. The only thing that's missing here are hydras, because we have harpies, we have minotaurs, we have hobgoblins, we have goblins. The only thing we don't have here are hydras and cyclops. But that's okay, because I mean, they're not really that necessary for what you're doing. So yes, I am doing the daily gunsmith bounties because that is pretty much all I can do. That is what I want. Bungie did go ahead and unlock private matches for me because I asked them if it would be okay to do that, but I've yet to get a fire team together to actually do any kind of PvP or even get the clan together to do a gambit match. Um, Most everybody's more interested in doing the Grandmaster stuff, so yeah, that's what happens. I'm also doing some Nessus bounties while I'm at it and getting owned. Yeah, I think that's probably another reason why I did get in trouble because I fuck around a lot, and then every now and then I'm like, yeah, fuck it, crit shot. I mean, I could do that. I'm not saying I'm like excellent, or even close to, sponsoring levels of good skill. Um, I gotta get real grenades going here. Loot chests on Nessus. So these are all done for the most part. But I'm gonna keep doing Nessus stuff because I want to finish those bounts. What did I do wrong here? Okay. Now I'm going to switch over my grenades to something a little bit more tasty, a little bit more snappy. Scatty grenades. Oh, cool. Patrol.
Friends, there are enemies in transit within your sector. Calculating optimal casualties to disrupt their operations.
Global reach is the best. That should be number 4. Should be another one around here somewhere else. Normally there's one about right here. I don't have the chest scanner on my Ghost right now because I was collecting enhancement cores and prisms. Yep, there we go. that should be that bounty. Cool. Next is all that's left now is grenade kills. And then we could hop from... oh, look at that. Son of a biscuit. Alright, maybe if I can run this sector real fast, I should be able to get back in time to pick up that raid banner. And, well, it's not really a raid banner. Pick up that event banner and get booger wogging. So yeah, so Artifact's Edge, you know, the Orrery, you know, you've got all of it right here. You know, you've got, we get a nice big cluster going. You got a lost sector that, you know, has got a high concentration of enemies, which is just the fucking shits. Alright, so we're gonna bounce. We're gonna bounce. Pick up that energy from that banner, run another round of grenades, and come back in and do the same thing. Rinse and repeat until we're done. Yeah, and then you could do that. You know, Nessus has got enemies that are of high enough quality to be more challenging than, say, the Trostlands. You can just as easily get, you know, the Trostlands is actually, I would say, the best example of layout. You've got 3 lost sectors right on top of each other, all in the same zone. You could actually spam run all 3 of them pretty quickly. Excuse me. If you're just hunting for elites, okay. But when it comes to, excuse me, a little bit dry here. I need some more coffee down my throat. Give me a second. That's better. Anyway, you get, you know, a good number of chests that spawn here. You get, you know, you get an enemy spawn here that has more or less all the enemies in it on a regular basis. That's the other thing too, is that Artifact's Edge has the enemies by volume as the Trostlands does, but there's more concentration. Except for, like, if you go to the church, left side of the map, there's like, I mean, look at this. I mean, there's no thrall wall for sure, but still, I mean, I am actually doing the catalyst right now. This reminds me of those old D1 days when the bounty for fusion rifles required you to get multi-kills, and we actually learned how to line up enemies. That was fun. That's actually a skill that you don't really see very often in D2, especially in the raid scenarios, because it's like the AI doesn't necessarily do that very often. Forget that moment. I love playing with fire. Whoa, Flinch City, what the heck? See what I mean? Look at that. Damn. That should have been most of them. Alright, how many more naders do I need to get? Cashed out. 7 more grenade kills. Huh. I would have thought I'd have... Okay, whatevs. Let's do this public event. Maybe that'll help.
Undetected unknown hostile carrying unknown technology. Location unknown.
That, and I love the failsafe character. I think it's one of the more...
I have no idea why that might be.
This is just a great character. The voice actress does a fantastic job with the lines. I mean, pretty much all the voice acting in this game was pretty top tier. I wouldn't give it S class or even A class, but I mean better than most video game voiceovers for an adventure type game. Um, really solid voice acting from the from the actors. That's important. Everybody used to make fun about Dinklage though, because it was obvious he had no fucking idea what the hell he was saying. at least, at least the actor for Zavala has got some context. He's got an idea of the story. Took the time to care enough to get an idea of the story, which I think is a lot of the reasons why the delivery is just believable. And that's really all it is about acting. Is just that you need to. Everybody knows it's acting, and most people actually know it's acting. There are some special few that probably think it's really true history. But anyway, um, it's all about like an illusionist on the stage. You're trying to suspend the audience's disbelief enough that they can relate and accept that this character exists in this setting and has real stakes involved and is invested in in an outcome, and then get the audience to sympathize with that. It takes a lot, and I think that's I think that's what's really missing in media with all this, instant access that we have. Everything is just, we have. I mean, people have been critics and detractors and contrarians have been, complaining about it for decades. That television is just fast food entertainment. Um, video gaming is also fast food entertainment, and I'm going to be honest. I mean, I play video games because, yeah, it's easier for me to turn on the television, switch up a console, pick up a controller, and sit here and prattle on about, my content. Um, and really, that's much easier to do than pick up a brush, prime a canvas. And, well, not really. Actually, painting is lots easier for me than playing video games. I'm better at painting than I am at playing video games. Uh, I don't know. I guess I just think video games are just like, uh, they're fun. Destiny is a fun game. I love everything about Destiny, mechanically speaking, when it comes to like the gunplay, the reward loops, especially if I'm already, if you don't kid yourself and you take it realistically, as to be contradicting an earlier point I made. Um, if you take the game's play style seriously enough and rationally enough, and understand that there are certain things out there that everyone's chasing because they're chaseables. There's something to have. If you're into flexing, I'll put it that way. If you're into flexing, you need to show off. You need to be the center of attention. You need to have everybody think that you've got better than them. And there are a lot of people in the gaming world that are like that. Then Destiny has something for you. If you're like me and just want some decent playing pieces to get content done to enjoy the game, uh, and play it for what it is, which is a first-person, shooter looter. I don't even take it as a looter. I don't chase loot. I'm not chasing. Uh, I'm not chasing particular pieces of gear anymore. I used to. I was a big collector for a long time, and I have a pretty sizable collection of things. Let's go to the collections. I'll show you what I mean. Um, I do buy this. I bought the ornament because. So we go to the exotics, and this is where I say that collections really should only matter. Exotics, as you can see, I've got kind of pretty much all the ones except for some of the raid stuff. Um, and the Cloud Strike, that's been avoiding me for quite some time now. Anarchy, Eyes of Tomorrow, 1000 Voices, Legend of Arceus. Those are all the raid guns. When we go to armors, Aetherius' Embrace, that's a legendary Lost Sector solo. Mask of Bacchus, legendary Lost Sector solo. These do not do. Weighted Knife bounces twice and deals bonus damage. Now, does it deal damage each time it bounces? I don't think so. That might be kind of fun if you're into like those kinds of trick shots. Shift instead of dodge doesn't really. I don't like blinking. Okay, and I think it's kind of sad that they took blink away from hunters and then put it on an exotic mask that looks like, I don't know, something out of the Purge. It's just ugh. And this one here, I will never wear this piece of armor. I'm telling you, I don't care how fucking good. You gain a second smoke bomb charge and have damage resistance while invisible. Um, it's still not enough. You can still get shot out in PvP. You can still get one shot by elites. But I will never wear this armor. I do not need to look like whatever the fuck this is. A Yoggoth from Cthulhu. Not my thing. You know. Um, I used to be really big in the Gemini Jesters, the Fosties, but now I've just been to all Stompies. And that's pretty much it. I got myself a good pair of Stompies. They have a decent stat roll. And I'm not changing pants until I get another pair. So yeah, thank God that's not IRL opinions. But yeah, so you can see again with the Warlock, it's mostly going to be stuff that's legendary lost sectors. Um, Same goes for the Titan. When it comes to weapons, a pretty decent, pretty rounded out collection. A lot of what's missing is like I don't have a shadow price from the adept runs. That's okay. I mean, I wouldn't want that. I don't want to be the last Guardian standing. If I'm the last Guardian standing, I'm playing with the wrong team. And I have to tell you, most times I am last Guardian standing. So that's why I play by myself. Um, because that way it's only myself. I don't. I just got this the other day. Now this was exciting. Now I like discovering new guns in the wild because it when Destiny was first set up and I understood the plot line behind it. I was like, oh, cool. So we're like it's a first person shooter scavenger. I thought that's what it was going to be, a shooter scavenger. So these enemies, these aliens, have come to our solar system after humanity was devastated by a war or whatever, and have started pilfering our artifacts. And now we are combating them. We're fighting them and taking back those lost relics, or we're scavenging off of them after they've scavenged off of us. And then, for a long time, that's kind of what you did. You got weapons in the wild and gear in the wild, and you still do, but it's like commons and uncommons. You don't get the legendary or epic or exotic stuff unless you do a quest or you do a bounty or some other BS. Um, and I just kind of find that's kind of like, yeah, well, that's okay, I suppose. But I mean, comparatively speaking, back in Destiny 1, I was drawn into the raid for Vault of Glass because the weapons were good. Um, Crota's End, the weapons were good. I did not feel like I needed to do any of that for any of the other raids, and honestly, for all the raids since. Um, I got the Divinity because my son was like real adamant about the fact that I should get it, and of course, we had the opportunity to do so a week or so ago, and so we did. And I'm like, I haven't really used it. Honestly, if you look at my gear, I'm not using any raid weapons. I'm not. I'm not using. This is my rolls for my. See, look at that. That is a really good stat line. That is a really good stat line. Um, yeah. Now, don't forget. Now, 42 points of that is actually part of the mods that I put on, and of course I masterworked it. Uh, So yeah, and why do I keep an extra pair of non-exotic boots? Just because you never know. I might actually get a piece. Uh, there might be a helm or a gauntlet. Most likely, it's going to be a gauntlet that I'll probably swap out to. But I've yet to get a gauntlet that had good rolls on it that was better by the numbers or by the application than the Stompies. I mean, Stompies is everything a hunter does. We're supposed to be mobile. We're supposed to get to places that other characters, have a problem getting to, but it's not really the case because if you play the hunter, you are playing hard mode. I'm sorry. I know some people will take issue with that comment, but yeah, you should be aware of the fact that Titans are pretty much easy mode, Warlocks are normal mode, and Hunters are hard mode. But that's what the classes really are. It's not tank, damager, and supporter, Titan, Hunter, and Warlock. It's hard mode, normal mode, and easy mode. Um, and that's kind of, I hate to say it, but why I mained a Titan back in Destiny 1, because it was easier to play the game with a Titan. And I know most of everybody that I've come across, you know, um, unless they're, deeply into if they're deep into the lore behind the character class, all will say the same thing. Yeah, the game is easier to play on a Titan. Hunters tend to have a little bit more of a struggle, and Warlocks are kind of like there, right there in the middle. So, my son mains a Warlock, and he mains a Warlock mostly because he had fun. He has fun basically role playing that whole character type. The seeker, the reckless hunter of knowledge, whereas the hunter is just the reckless, adventurer. Titans are not reckless, believe it or not. Titans are very methodical, strategic individuals, and I try to bring that sense of strategy to my hunter, just because I don't. I think like a Titan, but I do play as a hunter. Uh, I do value speed and agility more over brute force, and I know that I can actually get my jobs done by working smarter and not harder. And that's what the hunter rewards. The hunter rewards that philosophy. Um, Now, can I solo a lot of stuff as a hunter? I mean, I'm just not really. But mostly it's because of uh, my lack of is this worth it feelings. You know, my lack. I don't want to say it's lack of commitment. It's just that there really hasn't been anything in the loot pool centered around the pinnacle activities, except for like maybe the Iron Banner when it offers the uh, uh, the stat bump, the stat bumps. You do get higher statted armor pieces in Iron Banner, and you know it's a good if you're going for power levels because you want to get to content that requires a higher power level. Then yeah, then Iron Banner is the thing for sure. I will commit to Iron Banner, but truth be told, I love Gambit. I would rather be playing Gambit all the time, and I just play it because it's fun. I don't really care too much anymore about the loot. I mean, you know, Bad Omens was my rocket launcher for a very long time. Um, the Truth or No Trust was a good hand cannon. Was it Trust? I believe it was Trust. That's how far back it's been since I've actually played that I don't even have those guns anymore. I just got rid of it all because it was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to relegate Gambit to like a good couple a good couple matches in the morning and then lay off for the rest of the day because I sure as fuck don't want to salt up any fucking 12-year-olds by knowing by having map knowledge and enemy knowledge and basically having the skills to stop you from invading because that would just I don't want to upset Bungie's demographic, which I mean really does seem like a bunch of whiny entitled little kids. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it. I'm sorry for that last minute rant. No, I'm not really sorry about it. But you guys should all expect that by now if you've been looking through these vids at all. I'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping by. For those of you, obviously, who are seeing this after I posted up, because there wasn't anybody to drop by the lobby this time. It doesn't matter. I don't fucking care, really, honestly. You guys have fun.